12T is an example of an editing question where you have to know a certain rule in order to be confident that you have it correct. But in case you don't know that rule, there is something else you can do, and that something is called substitution. So I'm going to show you how I would work through this problem. How should sentence 4 be changed? I'm going to mark off sentence 4, and I'm going to read it and see if anything jumps out at me in terms of apostrophes or verb use. One example is the cone snail found in the coral reefs near Australia. Now, there are no apostrophes, nothing seems strange about the verb, so I have to consider option by option. So A says change is to was. I'm going to go up, I'll look at 4 and see what happens if I change is to was. One example was the cone snail found in the coral reefs near Australia. With a verb question like this going from present tense to past tense, I have to go find other verbs in the passage and see what tense they are. The one that's closest is carry, right here in the sentence just before, in the paragraph before sentence 4, and then another one is looks in the sentence just after, in the same paragraph as 4, and both of those are present tense. Is a present tense verb. Was is past, so I know that's not going to be my answer. So I can eliminate A confidently. B, change found to it is found. And remember with B, that's all we can do. We don't get to add additional punctuation. We only get to make the change that they're suggesting. So one example is the cone snail. It is found in the coral reefs near Australia. Now, if I add that right here with no other punctuation, which I can't add because it just says change found to it is found, I would be creating a run-on sentence, and I don't want to have a run-on. So I can eliminate B confidently because it creates that run-on. Option C, change coral reefs to coral reefs lowercase. And then option D is sentence 4 should not be changed. So if I can't confidently eliminate C, then I can't be 100% sure on this question that I've gotten it correct. So I'm going to go up and look at coral reefs. I know that I can capitalize proper adjectives and proper nouns, and I have coral reefs right here. So here's one where I have to know the rule, and I have to realize that coral reefs is not a proper noun, and it's not a proper adjective because there's no name involved in it. But if I don't know that rule, what I would do here is substitute. And I would take two words that do the exact same thing as coral reefs, and in fact are even similar to coral reefs, and ask myself whether I would capitalize those. In this case, I'll use tree forests and just replace coral reefs with tree forests. One example is the cone snail found in the tree forests near Australia. Now, when I look at tree forests, I don't have any desire to capitalize those two words. I'm familiar with trees, I'm familiar with forests, and I know that neither one of those is a proper noun or a proper adjective. So that tells me that coral reefs should not be capitalized, and so I'm going to choose C, change coral reefs to coral reefs lowercase, and I'm going to eliminate D, and I'm going to be about 99% sure that this is the correct answer. I want you to go now to page 10 and do 13S on your own, and then check back and see whether we think through it the same way.